Yeah. You need to share your screen.
Oh, fair enough. So we're going to do Rust. From a standpoint of we're beginners, we don't know Rust. No one knows Rust. Not even the Rust people know Rust.
Yeah. Well, you
So,
could say that more about C++.
very true. So today, oh, I can hear myself. That's not good.
Uh, uh, I'm cleaning the
Hello,
litter
hello,
box.
hello, hello, hello. Okay, maybe I can't hear myself. So today, let's do some goals. Let's try and cover how to do standard input with Rust.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like
Yeah, we
some.
haven't really done it.
Sorry.
We haven't done that yet.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
even know how you do it.
So that's what we'll cover. Maybe some parsing with some JSON and then some custom parsing, and maybe explore with these concepts like all the stuff we learned about slice mutability. Maybe the chuck in there some ref cell and RC. Yeah, we'll see. And then if we have some time, we can try and do in place merge to contain two arrays or something. See if we can do that in um,
In
as
one
good
app.
as possible uh, um, and complexity. Let's see if we could do that. All right,
Yeah, I'm
so
interested in what input looks like.
sorry.
I'm interested in what input looks like.
Yeah. Well, let's start with that input. So I want to run this binary with some parameters. How do I do that? So I think
Yeah,
cargo.
how do you get the argv?
Yeah, so I think cargo allows, like when you do cargo run, that runs the thing in main. That's specified in source, right? But if you have this bin folder, it acts like single files that you can run, just like separate mains. And you can specify in the cargo toml like those binary where they're located. And what that allows you to do is specify them on the command line. So I think we'll need that because we want to pass parameters in. Basically what we want to do is run it something like cargo run and then our bin name with some arguments like arg1, arg2, yeah? So I think if I do that, I'm actually running this now. Let me just confirm that. Yeah, so you can specify dash dash bin and then the name of the file, and that allows you to access that particular file like it's like a main. So if I just like try and get some args, for example, and this is completely blind, so I'm not even sure how to get the args. In Python, it's like in the system library, but maybe there's like an arg in the prelude, maybe? Std prelude, arg. Okay, how do we get args from Rust? Getting command line arguments Rust. How do we do that? Std Okay, let's just start with that. Std args. An iterator over the arguments processing yielding string value for each argument. Cool. So we should be able to like just start with our standard input just by getting stuff from args. And if we want to use it, We create a struct using env args, so let's do that. Stood env args maybe? Cool. So it's of type args.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's just see what happens if we print it.
So there was a struct with an inner. Yeah.
Sorry?
I just saw the struct definition. Just had the inner field.
Oh yeah, let's have a look. Yeah. So that seems to be like a really common pattern. Like I see some complex types that have like an inner field which is like not public, and then like I guess its methods, implementations that are on self will access that, and that could be like what I've seen that for is for like unsafe stuff. So they'll have like a specific like inner property. But the idiom that I'm thinking is common is like this naming convention, like the word inner.
I feel like the inner maybe is where they just put all their private methods.
Right. So just
Maybe.
point it to like some custom thing that has all the
Is
stuff.
it how do you make methods public and private? Like, do you have to be explicit and say pub on each one?
Yes. It's by default private.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so not really reasons to do it.
My up key is broken, so
What?
I have to like smash it to like get something. It's really annoying.
Which keyboard is this?
The new one.
Really?
Yeah. I think like what happened was when I was taking out the switches, one of them has like part of it still in there, I think. I'm not sure. I think that's the case, yeah. But here we go. We got like an array, I'm assuming. Inner points to an array containing strings, which is interesting. Can I like let's create a slice to this inner array. So this is the arg slice.
Isn't it private, so we wouldn't be able to see it?
True. So how would I access the actual thing? Let's see what this says. Oh, I don't have my Vim keyboard shortcuts. That sucks. Collect. So you call like a collect method, which is gonna give you a iterator.
Copy of it.
And let's just have a look. This is in the iterated trait. So this should fail because it's actually returning a from iterator string. So like let's say I want to store this variable, right? And we can see that type annotations needed. Consider giving args a type. Interesting. Why can't it like infer it? Why do you reckon that's the case?
So what's the type that it has to be?
Iterate a string. Is it because collect is more generic?
Maybe collect is generic on the container type.
So should I do like this? Oh, that worked. Lol. So do I get the lol? Oh, so it collected it as one string.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Collect.
So if you say collect vector string, it'll be a vector string? That's very interesting.
Yeah.
I guess it's just doing like plus equals or something like that.
Collect is generic on some iterator type, and so this thing is returning us a array of strings. Oh, yeah. like we need to figure out the implementation of collect on args, right? That's what we're kind of
Hmm.
looking for.
So args would be like an iterable. Presumably there's a, because I
Yeah.
think collect is like a general trait method.
It says must use iterators are lazy and do nothing unless consumed. That's interesting.
Interesting.
Like, is this just a comment to the user, or is this like?
I think that's presumably an error if you don't use it.
Oh, so like if you
Right.
just do this and then you, yeah, no. What happens when I do this?
I don't know.
Extra.
Wait, what was the thing on? Was it on collect or on args?
It's on args.
Yeah. So what if you don't assign it? Yeah.
Get a warning. Hey,
There
yeah,
you
you
go.
get that right.
Must use.
Interesting. So, are you able to customize the types of warnings that you can?
Probably.
Oh wait, unused must use is an actual thing you can put on. Wait. No, this is on by default. Yeah, this is a default. I think if I do one, no. Yeah, sorry, I'm getting confused. Yeah, so if like this works and I'm not getting like unused must use. If I do like, if I create some struct here, a, and then we just go like a, and then if we go like, what is it? Must use, and then some string like that. Yeah, here we go. Cool. So you can customize the message you get when you don't use it.
C++ has something similar.
Oh yeah.
It might be like a compiler specific annotation, but we have one unused macro.
So that macro to get it to warn you on the compiler level, right? The compiler
Well,
is
the
the one that's
macro
warning you.
translates into something, and it might be a compiler specific annotation.
It would
But
have
it
to
does.
be because, you know, how else would you know about that you haven't used it?
I mean, it could be in the standard. It might be in the standard.
Right.
In like a later standards, but until then, it's a specific compiler annotation.
Okay, this is a problem. Like I have to keep pressing up.
I think you should change your keyboard.
You know what I can do? I can
Wait, just
rebind
use Vim.
up to something else
Use Vim bindings.
in the command line. How?
Um,
How do I
there
do
might be
that?
a way.
I actually do have a way, which is like remapping one of the other buttons to up, which I can do pretty quickly. Just give me a sec.
Oh yeah, your thing.
Yeah, I think I did do that, and I remapped it to something else, which was done. Yeah, I remapped it to delete, and I don't need delete.
I would use a different keyboard. You don't use delete?
No. Yeah.
I feel like I use delete more than I use backspace.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if that's your preference.
I can't explain why, but it just feels like jump to the start of the thing and hit delete.
Right. It's like if you're left-handed or right-handed, I feel like. Literally, because you're going from the left to the right.
It's
Okay.
also a primary command in like Vim. When you press X, that's delete.
Yeah. I use that all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Because
I'm
it doesn't have backspace. You probably use backspace instead of that.
Yeah. All right, let's see if this worked. Yeah, I gotta say, this VR customization thing, it's kind of useful, but it basically is mostly not useful.
Mm-hmm.
Yay, it works. Look at that. Sweet. Yeah. Cool. So I assigned it to vex string and I got it. Interesting.
Cool.
What if I made it like a slice?
Mm.
Oh no. Cannot be built from an iterator over elements of type string. The trait from iterator is not implemented for the slice. Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. But that tells us from iterator is like this trait.
Yeah. What about like a yeah. From iterator is the trait. Yes. All right, so let's actually get the the stuff that comes after the file. So we can use arranges. So we could do like I want to do Python syntax here. I really want to do it.
Mm.
And then args.len.
Yeah, I forgot to mention with the merge implementation before you did
Yeah.
a range from half len to len minus one, but you didn't need a minus one.
Because the range is not inclusive, right?
Yeah, and you don't need to specify that anything. You can just leave it blank.
Whoa, look at this. Oh, is it a different API for string? Like, wait, how do you get size of vector? I feel like it's len, right?
I don't know.
Oh, is it length?
What's len?
Use size. Yeah.
Hmm.
So why didn't that work?
Hmm.
2, 3. So when I do a slice
Hmm.
and I just want to get the things from the first, like let's just get the first thing.
Hmm.
Dog. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
So if I go to 2, oh,
Oh.
yeah. Size is not implemented for
Hmm.
string array. Oh, is it trying to make it array? Maybe I'm doing this wrong.
Do you need to take reference or something?
Yeah. Oh, it's a
You can get a
reference.
slide.
Yeah, it's
Or
that.
maybe you
It's
have
that. It's
to.
it's it's that. It's that. It's that. I'm pretty sure it's that.
Right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's this.
You know why? Because without that, you'd be moving args.
Yeah. If
So
I
because it's a
just
reference to args
reference
now,
the
and you're taking that
args.
slide, you get a
Yes.
yeah.
But even so, um, if I moved it, right, which is
Mm.
fine. Let's say I wanted to move it.
Yeah, I don't understand the error message about don't know the size of string. What?
Yeah,
Oh,
because
size of
you could do that. You could be like, I have this vector, and actually I don't care about it anymore. But so I'm just gonna like get the first thing to the last thing, and yeah, like for the original
Mm.
thing I don't really care about. I forgot what I was doing.
Maybe it doesn't return a vector. Maybe it returns some like the
Oops.
array or something.
Well, it did look like that. It was like, yeah. Anyway, all right. So that's like getting arguments from, like sys.argv. That's the equivalent, right? Now we want to do something like input in Python. So, yeah, there's this IO. I just had a quick look before.
Does the splice work without saying the length?
Interesting. That's a good question. Ooh, hello,
Python.
Python. Yeah, I guess if it was really Python, you could do this, but no, you can't. Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, I should have had that.
I know, right?
It's probably because it takes a U size.
Hmm. All right, so this IO, what do we get? We got, I guess I'll have to do this. Stdin, yeah. So we can import Stdin. What is Stdin? Well, Stdin is a handle to a standard input stream for a process. Handle can be locked to gain full access to buff read methods. Reads to this handle are otherwise locked with respect to other reads. Oh, that's interesting. One of the things that I've encountered just from my logging scripts is like I want to be able to have like piping, right? Let's say you have a constant log piping and then still have keyboard access. So the problem there is like you're reading from Stdin for the pipe, unless you pipe it in, I guess, into a different file handler. And like if I have something that's tracking my keyboard so that I'm controlling my application, like that has to come in to a different thing. So I'm just curious how Rust can handle this, although it's more of a Unix problem, like how you.
Well, like the terminal does that. You
Yeah,
can type into the terminal and it will be like spitting out output
spitting
at
out
the same
stuff. Yeah,
time. So there's
I mean,
definitely a way.
I feel like it's less programming language oriented, but I'm just curious, like how you do this in this language. Maybe that's something we can try. Like just have like an infinite thing that's just getting logs, and then like, um, you know, it's, yeah, like I want to be able to do like key combinations as well, and like, detect that you've hit a certain character or something like that. All right. So std.io, Stdin has, this is so it's created by the IO Stdin method. There's some Windows portability considerations to do with non-UTF byte sequences. So like Unicode, right? It won't be able to deal with that. Is Unicode UTF-8?
Yes. Well, Unicode is UTF-8 is one of the
Subset.
encodings of Unicode.
Oh, okay. It's not like a subset of Unicode.
No. Yeah,
So
it can do all Unicode.
yeah, okay, sorry. So it should be able to do Unicode, except for weird encodings. So we create a Stdin mutable object, and then we call readline. Copy paste. So I guess they're doing this. And I have to return a result or an option that implements that. Okay. Let's return a result.
Is it arrow?
Is it arrow? Yes, it is. Yes.
Wait, it's arrow? Why don't I remember seeing that? Do we go to like a random
Function? Yeah, sure.
yeah, function? It's arrow.
Is it? Yeah,
It's
it's arrow.
arrow.
What did you think it
Why
was?
have I...
Colon?
Yeah, I guess that's what TypeScript
Colon
has.
is TypeScript. Yeah. So arrows, I've seen them used in Rust. Where else have I seen them used?
C++, lambdas.
Yeah, but I mean as like actual function signatures that are proper functions. Like, yeah, I understand what you mean, but yeah, I mean, if you're gonna go there, Java is also arrow.
Really?
Yeah,
For
for its
lambdas.
lambdas. Yeah, it's not
Okay.
like double equals arrow. Single arrow.
Okay.
So what's happening here? Couldn't convert this to, oh, it wants option. Option. So I can return an option something. Maybe that. Maybe not.
It would be an option like whatever it's trying to return.
Yeah, so we'll just give it an I32 and then just say okay, 1. So what's the type of this? Isn't it, can I say, sorry, this should be sum. My bad. Sum 1. That's an option. Oh god. Because you got to do that.
Yeah.
And can only be used in options, not results. In a function that returns option trait is not implemented for. Okay, this function.
Maybe it needs to be a result.
Okay, but then that's not how I read that.
What happened? What was the error when you had?
Yeah, let's go back to that. So the first thing is the okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the other thing's the error, so we don't really care. So if we return okay empty, and then what's the error? Couldn't convert this to empty. Oh, it's actually a std.io error, so maybe I gotta put that in.
What the hell is infallible?
There we go.
What the hell is infallible?
That's a word of English that.
that was the type of T.
Oh, really? Yeah. Okay, let me put it back.
See? Infallible. What? Okay. Infallible.
Ah. But error types for errors that can never happen. Infallible. Okay. Why is it understood convert though? That's kind of
And why was it the type of T and not the type of error? What? See, it's result infallible IO error. That is, what's...
Let's just Google this. So it's something to do with this signature. So something. So the issue is here is that feature created by the async block returns a empty unit type. As you know, you can only use question marks in functions that return a result or option Or as the error message says, another type that implements from residual. If we make it so that the async block returns such a type, we get a different error. Cannot infer type for parameter E declared. So I think it's not giving us the right error message. Because yeah, the error type was actually meant to have something. Yeah, it's something to do with the error type. I don't know why infallible was part of the type.
Mm.
I guess that's one of the Rust quirks. So
Mhm.
using question mark without with this type gives infallible T error, but it's more indicative of that of an error type that cannot be deduced or something. I don't know.
Mm. Cannot be deduced. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because it's trying to it's saying like I don't know how to return like do the question mark operation,
Mm.
and once I give it
It
the right
feels
type,
kind of
it
like
says,
functional programming type system.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Ah, cool. Input, input, input.
Yeah.
So I just put it in this buffer, so I should be able to print line this buffer.
Oh, wait a minute. I get it. I get it. So, yeah, with the question mark, if it's an error result, it'll return that. Otherwise, you're free to return whatever T you want. Like T doesn't need to match the T of readline, right?
Because question mark means, it's checking whether it's not
Whether it's
a
an error
error or a none in the case of option.
in the case of option, yeah. In this case, it's a result, so it's checking if it's an error, and only if it's an error will it return that. If it's not an error, it's not going to return that. So that's why I can't deduce the type of your result P. It's like that's up to you.
Yeah,
But when
I
it's not,
guess this is actually a really good point. Like normally we see this in null coalescing language,
mm.
like TypeScript or
But
JavaScript,
that's
where
just for the expression. This is now for the entire function for
exactly, because
return.
this has to return, I guess,
Yeah,
if there's an error. And I guess
yeah.
that's like doing like unwrap.
Does
Because
Rust have like the null coalescing like question mark dot? I wonder.
should. So if we know that this thing's going to be a string, we should be able to call some methods, right? What's a string method, Lane? No.
Try question mark dot.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
I don't know if this is a method on string, is it? How do I tell?
That's like let's print
Where
that.
are we?
What's a method on string? Like starts with, I guess.
Oh, no, 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 no. It's not. This is not a string. The string is the buffer. Readline is probably going to return, yeah, an IO result U size. That's why I was getting those. So yes, the answer is yes.
Oh, okay. So with the
This is U
usize,
size, yeah,
oh, and these are usize methods.
yeah,
Cool. So
yeah,
it
yeah.
does work.
It does work.
Question mark dot. Nice, nice.
All
Yeah,
right.
I hadn't seen that before. I was worried, like maybe it doesn't have it.
Mm.
That's good.
So what
That's
can we
very good.
do? Like how can we combine maybe the stuff we know about mutable slices and yeah, like maybe we want to have like a fixed buffer where we're putting input in there, right? And let's just say like if it passes a particular size, we will
Mm-hmm.
kind of do like the vector implementation, resize it, make it grow or something.
Mm-hmm.
let's do that. So let's do like fake vector input.
Mm. So we're reading like a character at a time or something? What? Yeah. How do we
Yeah.
delimit? How do
Sorry,
we
just 1 sec.
delimit items?
Yeah, so what's our goal here? Let's just write out.
Could I see that buffer code again that you just said? What did you do with the buffer?
I just put a mutable reference to it in here.
Oh, that read line, so it'll read up until the new line
Oh,
character.
sorry, you mean this method? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
I wasn't sure when it like finished.
but that's a good point. Like, what is the methods on Stdin? So we got like,
Caleb is ignoring Maya. He's just licking his anus. Hooray!
hmm.
Hooray! In a different room.
Oh, so it even
Anyway.
gives you split, which allows you, I'm guessing, to put a particular
What?
byte input that it
Hmm.
will allow you to, like, like if it's a new line character, so you can like, yeah, we should try
What?
that.
What is Stdin? Is it like a stream or something?
Iterator, I believe.
It's a
Stdin.
Stdin. Okay.
So it's a stdin with a buff reader inner thing. Yeah, it's some complex thing.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this. Stdin lock, mutex guard.
I'm glad I have a tablet. It works really well for this.
Yeah, let's try split. So we did read line. That's cool. Let's stdin dot split. Assumes this handle and returns an iterator over the input bytes. So they've got like, ugh, why is this? From UTF-8 lossy. Wow, what the hell?
Lossy.
Yeah.
Wow.
All
Lossy.
right, let's try this example.
How do you lose data?
I don't know. So we've got a stdin already, so we can use that. Why can't I call split? Oh my god, use of an unstable library feature.
Ooh.
How is that unstable? Like,
Hmm.
what? I mean, I'm just gonna see what I just saw, but maybe there's more. Um,
Split.
Where does it say
It's a struct.
unstable?
This is a struct. I
So this
think.
is a
Is there,
struct. Where's
is
the
there a
split method? Read to string. Oh, I want that.
maybe
Stdin.
search?
Oh, it's in stdin. Yeah, it's method on this object.
There's only 4 methods. But
Wait,
maybe like
read
under a trait
line.
implementation.
Oh, maybe it doesn't show you the unstable.
Yeah, probably.
Right. So why did it give me that? So am I running like Rust unstable? How do I check that?
Mm,
Rust C. Okay. I'm pretty sure I didn't install nightly.
what version is nightly? What would it say nightly?
It would say nightly, yeah. So
Yeah.
not sure how I even got that suggestion. Oh, it could be the Rust analyzer is just way too
Mm-hmm.
it just does way too much or something like that.
Yeah, it's like it's probably in the library. Yeah.
So we're gonna read from Stdin, bytes, and I mean it's yeah. So when we're putting stuff in into the Stdin, we declared it as a vector of string, but I guess you could just say whatever you want. So it's converting bytes to that.
Mm.
So if we got some example like byte data, let's say, read that in, converted it to to something, we should be able to verify that we could do that, right? So like get the raw bytes from Stdin. How do you get raw bytes?
That should be an option. Like, yeah, UTF-8 is usually much more, but Bytes is also a pretty common thing.
Oh, look at this example. So you have match. So it actually, yeah, you could match on the fact that it is going to give you a result.
Yeah, result is an enum.
But they have no type here, so I'm curious what the value is.
No type. It's just inferred from the return type of readline.
Which is string?
No, it's usize.
Right. May Oh no,
Like
it's of input, right?
go
It's
to
of
its definition. It's result usize.
No, I understand. I meant the oh sorry, yeah, you're right. Usize, which is the number of bytes read.
Yep.
And then they and then we actually place it in like this string buffer. And so we are declaring how to convert the bytes via the input. So like, yeah, can I say like what's like byte type? Is that a thing? Like a byte
I
array?
think bytes is a thing.
Why was it part of string? Like course, do it, Utah?
Myla has a little like toy rodent, and he's like growling while fighting it, unrelated to game.
How about we just declare like a byte array of like, how do I do like U8?
Yeah, you can just say U8 array. What? No zero, just U8.
Oh, sorry. And it says the size, so this is a size 200, right? So 200 elements of U8. So what I want to know is like if we start placing some stuff in there, how much space do we have after?
I don't think readline will accept this
Right.
array.
We need something else then. Into?
Is readline explicit about the kind of thing it'll write its input into?
Yeah, string.
Yeah.
So we want something
Okay.
else.
Need
Maybe
something else.
into, what's this lines? Consumes this handle and returns an iterator over input lines. It doesn't have a type though.
It's lines.
But does that mean it's going to accept input? I'm a bit confused by this.
Lines is iterable.
Yeah.
So you have to look at the iterator type,
Oh, okay, right.
the item type, associated type.
Static. So it is generic. It's a
Hmm?
generic buff B that has.
Oh, interesting.
So
Buff
does that
read.
mean that maybe I can do that with this?
Whatever
So,
a buff read is.
yeah, whatever a buff read is.
Well, that seems like maybe Bytes is related there. You could have a reading the buffer into a byte kind of thing.
Yeah. So what do I do? Yeah, they go lines, which is of type. Why can't I do this? Oh my god. Alright, let's just Google it.
You need
Instead,
like an option for your analyzer to exclude unstable features.
yeah, I think that's possible. Cargo features. Do you got maybe it's like under experimental nightly? Whatever. We'll just find out the hard way. Yeah, so we still want to read it into a byte array, or
Mm-hmm.
like, and so we still don't know what's the way to do it without like a string. Oh, so maybe it's this buff read that you was, yeah.
Wait a minute. In the documentation, it lists lines as a method, which kind of suggests it's not unstable.
I'm
Wait,
so,
never mind. It's unstable.
so why isn't the other one there?
Yeah.
What was the other one?
I split.
Split, yeah, thanks.
Hmm.
So what do I use? They're all
I reckon
unstable.
split.
Look at it, they're all unstable.
I reckon split is on one of the trait implementations.
Oh, like you would import it.
So it's not listing the trait implementation methods, but it is a method.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Split.
Now that's a struct.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Like go to the top. See where it says or trait implementations and auto trait implementations. Yeah,
Oh, so
probably.
it's a nightly trait implementation.
We're not looking at Stdin. So split is probably in one of these traits.
But in nightly, like in experimental.
As an experimental only API.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe we need like as handle supported only on Windows.
Wow.
How do we do this? How do we just get raw bytes?
And there's a Unix only one. Yeah, just search for like bytes or
Yeah.
U8. Oh hey, look, read exact.
Mm.
There
Which
you go.
takes a mutable slice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
That's
and also read.
why did we not see this in the is this under Stdin, right? Yeah. So Stdin should have read. Huh.
Mm.
And I don't see it. Why don't I
Yeah.
see it?
Why do we see it?
Oh, is it because you need to oh, I think I know.
Oh, is it the stupid
It's a
the oh my
stupid
God.
importing thing.
I hate it.
I hate it. Russ, you need to like not do
Yeah.
this. And I don't get the
Yeah.
full list.
Having imports change the shape
Why don't I get the full list? Oh, whoops. Stdin. Where's read? This is hard to program
Try,
if I don't get all the
try
things.
compiling with read getting for.
Yeah, good idea. What's the error? Ah, curly. Oh, is it expecting like a...
Huh. Okay.
Oh, wait. That's what I was expecting. Yeah, sorry. So this is not garbage, is it? Like when you do that.
I
Like,
hope,
does it
I hope not.
initialize?
Yeah. Yeah, that would be like very unlike Rust.
Yeah, let's have a look. Let's read it.
Like unsafe. It is unsafe to because
Yeah,
it like
possibly. So it
tells you
tells
the
you,
memory about things.
it tells you that you can't actually use it. But then when I do this, it works.
You can probably put an underscore for the size,
For the size.
I reckon,
Yeah,
on the valve.
like that.
Yeah. No. No.
Or maybe you can do that. Or maybe you can do
No. You think it's got to like infer it?
infer it, yeah.
Um,
All right, so I'll just compile it, and if I don't go read, I'm gonna be sad.
hmm.
No, it's like I have to know that read is on the thing.
It's got read exact. Oh, it has read.
Yeah, but I have to like type it. Like,
Oh, so it's the autocomplete. So,
yeah, so sad.
wait, so when you type like REA, or
I
wait, how
got it.
many letters do you have to type?
Um,
So R doesn't
R
show it.
E A.
The fuck?
What's going on there?
Yeah, why is it showing 3 things?
How would I know to type 3 things to get, suggestions? Like, I don't know Rust.
Hmm. Yeah, that's. I feel like it's a bug.
Yeah.
Can't think of a way for that to make sense.
Well, if the Rust analyzer guy watches this, he can fix it. Or girl,
Yeah,
whatever.
I mean he will be. So
True. All right, so read, pull some bytes to the source. It takes
we
a
should
immutable
see the
slice.
fix
So
come
it's
through during this recording.
sorry.
We should see the fix come through during this recording. Like it'll say, "Oh, you got an update."
Oh yeah,
And
like even before I upload it to my
yeah,
channel.
he's watching us like through the
Oh yeah,
FBI.
he's got like some 0 day that
Oh, actually it's the plugin. The plugin
exactly.
is monitoring everyone who
It's
uses it.
it's it's a 0 day. Like
I mean,
how many?
it's not really a 0 day because it can just do it. Everything can do it. Everyone knows it.
Oh, the moment VS Code um comes out with a security post that's like, oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
by the way, like everyone that's using this, our extensions are not secure, and
All
basically
access to
all
your
the code
computer.
that you've been doing on secure like channels, yeah, it's all
Mm.
compromised. Sorry.
And so are all your clients that you deploy to because
Yeah, like would there be a like in like some of the big companies, would they prevent their staff from using tools like this and extensions because of
definitely,
security?
yeah, it's in those kind of environments, they're super locked down for that reason. The more third-party stuff you allow, it's massive attack vector
What
for
if you
your
got in and you're so used to your setup and you can't use your setup?
you learn the watered down version.
Well, that makes it so not that it's not doable, but it's like I feel like that's such a slap in the face. It's like
Well, it's because of the
I understand,
programming model of the old native app web, native app
yeah, I understand the
programming model,
implications and
security
stuff,
model. Yeah,
but
you should be
think,
able to run third-party stuff without exposing your entire computer.
yeah, absolutely.
That's the issue.
Like, I guess if I was in that company, like you could allow that, but you sandbox the
Yeah, sandbox.
um
That's what.
yeah, you sandbox the IDE and you can install whatever, but like
Yeah.
yeah, it's completely sandbox.
Well,
So
I guess it's like just like browser extensions where it tells you all the dangerous APIs it's using, or even websites.
mm,
It tells you like this is going to access your location, this is going to access this and that. So if it like nagged you for each one of these extensions, and then maybe like this is how browsers currently work is like in an enterprise system they can like block certain APIs entirely. So you can still go to websites even if they use dangerous APIs, and just those APIs are blocked, and the website has to work around.
well, I know from my little VS Code extension development, it's like they do have security measures um, for the extension such that like
Mm-hmm.
there's still like I remember reading this like you can make external calls out, but
Mm-hmm.
like you can include a script tag, but you have to nonce it. You have to do things to secure the call, secure the import of the stuff that you're getting. But still, there is a potential risk that you can just add like a script tag that has some really bad stuff, especially since Electron has file system access uh, and VS Code. Yeah.
Right. So VS Code, what like
So
it needs to
like
be over 8 VS or something, or what kind of restriction would they
um, I don't think it's even that.
have? I mean, the
But
fact that that's a thing that they can do is also scary. It's like
yeah,
you're now out of a botnet, just waiting for a signal.
yeah. But the development experience is so good. Like, yeah.
Mm.
All right.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be this way. It's possible to structure the APIs and
Yeah.
the security model so that you can have all this with a bit more sandboxing and lockdown so that things don't get access to stuff it doesn't need.
Yeah. Even if it had like the Deno model where if the extension requested external access, you're prompted and you have to say, like, yeah, I'm going to
Oh,
give
I
this
haven't actually
extension
experienced that. Have you experienced that?
with Deno.
That you have to be
Or,
explicit with allowing certain things?
um, just from my use of Deno and like how you run it, but
Is
and
it like a
also like
command
the
line
yeah,
argument
it's
or
command line
whatever?
argument. Yeah.
Hmm.
So, and how do you deal with that for like all the individual packages that you're going to import? Like some of them might need it, some of them might not. Like you might want to customize it at a per package level as opposed to
Oh
blanket,
yeah,
everything
definitely.
has
Not
access.
global.
And that's what I'm saying. Like if VS Code um, like did what the Android model does, and like every time you use an extension, yeah, you're gonna get an annoying prompt to say like this requires external access, and but you see
Hmm.
it. It's
Hmm.
not just hidden behind like I installed this thing and it's like what is it
Hmm.
doing? I think we're sort of deviating from our original plan here. So like how do we use this? We
So
have a
this is
slight
all part of our original plan to redo computing
yeah,
under this
true.
new model. So we're
True.
just working out standard input at the moment.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we wanted to make VS Code the operating system. That's the whole plan.
Mm. Hmm.
Hey, look at this. It's a mutable buffer with the dot dot, so that just means everything as we
Mm.
just learned. And so yeah, we can read up to 10 bytes because that's the buffer size. So I've said 200 bytes, and their example, sorry, just want to do something here. How did I get that nice documentation? Yeah. I want to pin it here. Like, how come I'm not getting it here? Anyway, sorry. Their example, their type They don't even specify U8. So I wonder what's the difference here if I have like input 2 is just that. Is it the same? How do they specify it? Sorry, it's like, yeah, they just specified a size, right? Do they?
For which book?
Oh, sorry, they initialize it. Yeah. So, um, I'm saying, is this equivalent input and input 2? What's your guess there?
Yeah.
But
It will infer U8 from the use of, well, when you put input 2 into read, it will then infer that it's a U8.
yeah, but I'm saying at this point, do you think they're equivalent? If I do
I'm not sure.
this,
Yeah, I'm not sure what happens if you print input 2.
what do we get? What do we get? Oh, whoops, wrong binary. My bad. True.
Well, this is causing it also to infer that they're the same.
How does it infer that input 2 is U8?
Because like that will satisfy this operator existing.
The equals equals?
Hmm.
Interesting.
It's just like a function call taking a parameter.
Yeah, but
Like the equals equals is just a function taking two parameters.
yeah,
Yeah.
but then I could be more
Unification.
explicit and be like, actually, it's not. And then, yeah, this doesn't work. So
Yeah.
the function, um, the
Oh,
type
that's
system of
remove.
Rust does
Wait,
like
wait.
unification on.
That's not a valid value, is it? The 0i32.
Yeah, it
I don't think
is. It is.
Oh, you can just say I32 after a number.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, if you don't specify the type, it will do type inference in
Mm,
context, and so because
mm,
equals equals does exist for array types, and you haven't specified the type, it's going to infer
mm.
U8. Yeah,
Yeah, using the signature of equals
yeah, yeah, yeah. See how like much Rust code we've done? Like
equals.
we haven't even done this read thing, which
Yeah, we'll get there. One day we'll have built an OS.
So I'm saying read from this slice, and then this guy is complaining because no. Oh, do I have to import read? Yeah, something like that. So
There.
I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna do read. Yeah. And then I get a
Mhm,
result. So let's do that. And then
mhm.
I'm gonna go OK n, and I'm gonna match on the number of bytes read. I'm just gonna actually use bytes read. Let's print it. Bytes read. E. Let's do nothing. Oh, let's print it. Why not? Error. Oh, so I can run it in input. Cool. Yeah, nice.
Cool.
We can get bytes.
Got some bytes.
And so the bytes are going to be the char characters that are bytes put into this
It's
thing.
crazy to me that you need to import more stuff in order to use read.
I know, right? Like you should be able to import IO. But I guess the equivalent of to do that, you would do this, right?
So I guess what's happening here is read
Yeah,
is a
this
like
works
trait,
now.
and Stdin is implementing the read trait, which has a read method.
Well, when you just input this, sorry, you're not importing everything. You're being explicitly saying that I'm gonna have to declare everything under the namespace, and I haven't actually imported it. I guess if I did this, like declared it there, would that work? No.
Maybe with the use
Yeah, but that's like
a
kind of
local
cheating.
use.
Yeah, I mean it did work, and that's only yeah, in this scope, I guess. So if I have like another function that
Well, it's
does
nice
all,
that that's the case. I like that.
yeah,
Yeah, I like being able to scope anything to however like fine grained you want.
that is good. Yeah, I'll give Russ that. So what do we want to do here? Like we
So
wanted
we got byte.
to get some
Oh, you
bytes.
wanted to read the TLK, it's called.
Well, how about we just make our own? So let's just say we're gonna create some sort of
Let's do run length encoding.
run length encoding. Sure. You have to remind me what that is, though.
Any repeats of characters, you just say this character repeats n times
Yeah. So if I
instead of
had like that,
repeating.
why do I keep making it difficult for myself? So you would say that you would encode it such that it's a SDFD8 or something K.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, what I mean, that's the simplest thing for now. Like we just put a number there. So that what? So how do you deal with alphanumeric then? What if it's actual number?
Yeah, that's the part where it needs to be slightly different.
So how do you encode it then?
Where you have some kind of escape character.
Okay, so let's just choose
Like,
an escape
uh,
character. Yeah.
yeah, let's also say that the number is no more than 255. So that's like U8's largest value. So if you have a repeat that's more than 255, you just have multiple in sequence.
If you have a repeat
And
that's
then,
more than 255, you just like do the next, like the character again and start again.
yeah, chain them together. And then let's say we use the special character W to say it's a repeat. I just picked that randomly because it's arbitrary. And then if
Sure.
you actually want the character W, you say W.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
know what we could
And
also
that,
do?
yeah.
We could make this encoding such that
Oh wait, the W is a number. Uh, hmm.
W is a number in ASCII, you mean?
Yeah. Hang on.
Oh, so we still need to do like ASCII conversion. I mean, we need to know the ASCII numbers.
Maybe we just gotta say like slash W, and if
Right.
you want a slash, you say slash slash. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for W, you want slash W.
Let's do the other slash. It's like
Oh yeah,
escapes.
because that only Windows people will feel the pain. So
And
do I
then if you
need
want
like?
slash, you say slash
Oh yeah. So do I need to know the ASCII conversions to get the
slash.
characters?
Yeah.
So what would
Yeah.
be an easy way to get ASCII table conversion? So you would just get the start ASCII character and then increment it to, yeah. So what's the
You
first?
just, how do you convert a string to bytes? There's probably a like get bytes
Right.
method.
Oh, you mean just use, yeah. So if we have
So you
some
just have a
string
string with the character and just read out what the byte is.
as bytes. There you go.
There you go.
So this should
Yeah,
give
read
us
the
like
first thing.
17 or something.
A is 97.
Alright, I just randomly guessed. The fact you know that means you're a computer science person.
Capital A is 65.
So does that come after like lowercase c, or does it go lowercase c and then
The
some other
capitals
characters?
come before the lowercases.
Oh, sorry, what was capital A?
65.
Oh, so it's 97, 65?
Who?
Little a is 97, did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have like that sort of memory.
Yeah,
Where I
just
can
remember
remember.
those values because I've written it out in C++ before.
Right. But am I right to say it goes capitals and then lowercase and then like other
I
characters?
think there's stuff in between them, maybe. Actually, not sure.
We should be able to print the ASCII table.
Mm-hmm.
And to
Did
do
we
that,
print A, the sums to?
yeah, we
Where is it?
did.
97.
Yeah. And to do that, you would have to generate all the numbers from 0 to 255, and then just call. So how do I get like max of a type? Is that something that we can do?
Yeah, that should be somewhere.
Std
I'm not
max.
sure where. I just Google space.
Sorry?
Max. Yeah, I just Google space. I know for C++ it's numeric limits.
Yeah. Get max of type Rust. Oh yeah. Std U8 max. So if we do like for I in 0 to max, is that do I want it to be inclusive? I don't know if, yeah, no, minus, sorry, that's gonna be right, yeah.
That's not inclusive.
Sorry,
The
like,
equals.
will max be 255 or 256? It's gonna be 256, so that's fine to go from 0 to 255. And then we wanna I dot string from bytes, maybe? From into bytes, as bytes goes from that to. Oh, so we probably want like bytes from string. Oh, maybe I can just do. And then it can convert it, and then I print it, maybe. Let's see if this works. And sign.
Different types.
I was hoping it would convert. Oh, here we go. To string. Yeah, okay, fair enough.
I don't think that's what you're after.
Yeah, it's just gonna give me the numbers. I want like.
Let's see though.
Yeah, if that is the case, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're expecting it to just print 0 to 255. What? What's going on? I'll just do this. Fake vector. What do I even call this? Input. Yeah, it did.
Mm-hmm.
bytes into I don't trust this list, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'll do is just go in here and then search read to string. That's probably it. Wait, yeah, so I give it a mutable string and it will put it. I could try that. Wait, self? Okay, so I do it on the I.read. Oh shit, do I have to include like a trait?
What method are you calling?
So I saw that bytes, which I'm not even sure if this is so an iterator over a U8 values of a reader instruction bytes on a reader bytes. So this is an iterator. I don't think I want that. I was hoping there would be. All right, screw it. From UTF-8. From UTF-8. Stood string. Oh, it's in the string module, which takes a. Oh, that's a slice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I guess that's fine, right? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so stood str from. Ooh. This is kind of interesting, like how there's from UTF-8, from UTF mut, which is a
Much.
mutable slice to a
Oh,
thing,
that's interesting.
unchecked, which is unsafe, which, when would you use this?
I don't understand the UTF-8 much one. It's like, wouldn't it just be making a copy?
Because,
Oh no, it's a ampersand much stir, so I guess it's just wrapping it. It's gonna have the same lifetime. That's interesting.
say that again.
So it's not taking ownership of the data. The lowercase stir doesn't hold ownership. It's basically a slice. Stir is basically slice of U8.
Yeah, it's just
That has
short.
a UTF-8.
It's just a syntactic sugar.
It's also UTF.
Oh, okay.
But so yeah, this is essentially just doing a check. Is this UTF-8? If so, return the stir.
Mm. So because I just have a single a single U8 value, I would have to put it in this thing, right? I would have to put in a
Mm-hmm.
slice. So
Mm-hmm.
if I've got the actual value though, um, this is actually iterating over the array. So I want to iterate it over this. Oh no, it's a range,
Mm-hmm.
and the range is a slice to an where does the original array live though when you create a range? Is it created here when I do this? Like the
Um,
memory location of what this slice is, what the range is pointing to.
it doesn't have the array. It's just the value that you're currently at.
So when you do
It's a
ranges,
generator, effectively.
it's
In Python, like ranges in Python are the same.
yeah,
When you
sorry.
do like
This
range
is
50.
different from a range like in an array. This is actually generating the values. So it's a
Yeah,
value. And so
yeah.
if it's a value, can you create a slice from like a value is what I'm asking.
No.
So if the input type for this is a slice, and I can't, wait, it's because I can't do this, right? I need to give it a slice, which means if I do this, it's also not going to work. It needs to be a, so I can't do that, can I? Oh, I can? Okay, can do that. So you can get a slice to a value.
That's creating an array, taking the slice of it, most likely.
Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah, you're right, yes. That's pretty cool. That's really cool.
Ooh, there we go. Print out the I as well.
Yeah. Oops. So UTF-8 ASCII is valid up until here, 128.
Do you remember how UTF-8 works?
No.
The most significant bit is used as an indicator for whether there's more bytes as part of the Unicode code point. So it can encode values larger than 127.
That's Unicode, right? You're talking about?
That's UTF-8.
Okay. I remember like, yeah, let's go through it. So I remember like Unicode had the 4 bytes.
UTF-32.
Yes, maybe that's the one we were looking at, or where it tells you, hmm,
What does UTF stand
universal text format.
for? Oh
I'm
yeah.
gonna guess. That's a guess. Unicode transformation format.
Mm, yeah.
So it
It
is,
should have the word Unicode.
okay.
Unicode.
Yeah, I guess I never really dug into this too deeply. I have like vague sort of connections to Unicode in that I remember the encoding is like it tells you a position, like one of the bytes tells you a position in the next byte or something.
Something like that. Yeah.
So in
I can only remember UTF-8. I can't remember.
okay, let's go through that. Like what's happening here? It's saying UTF-8 error. So how does that work with what you were saying just before? Like, let's go through it. So the first bit you're saying?
Yeah, I remember now. So there's 4 different um, prefixes, you could say, to the bits. One is just a 0, which means it's just this single byte.
4 prefixes to the first bit?
To the first byte.
Or to the first byte? Yeah. What's a prefix?
Bit prefixes,
Yeah,
as
like
in it
what?
starts with these bits.
Yeah.
Zero.
Oh, like, is it 00000? You know,
No,
this.
it's 0
Okay, sorry. Yep.
and 10 and 110 and 1110. Yeah, those are the 4 prefixes for UTF-8. So it will look
Does this
for
say
this
the length
prefix.
though, like of how big it's gonna be?
Yes.
That's what I remember.
Yeah. So it's either 1, 2, 3, or 4 bytes size in total.
1, 2, 3, or 4. Yeah, and that's where I got the 4 byte. Um, yes, so that's where I got the correlation to 4 bytes.
Yeah, it's up to 4 bytes.
Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
for UTF-8, that's saying this one.
It's
Right?
all of these is UTF-8.
Oh, sorry. For some reason I just corresponded the 8 with just like a single byte. But
I mean,
yeah,
yeah,
it's
it's a byte at a time. UTF-16 is 16 bits at a time.
yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, and that's where you get like those cool emojis that are actually like 2 characters and then they get combined to like one.
That's something else.
Oh, okay.
That's yeah. Unicode has like really complex like combining things. Yeah, this isn't in that stage. This is just so yeah, it's got code points, and this is just encoding a code point in UTF-8, where a code point might not fit in a single byte.
Sorry, did you say this is called code points? These ones?
The thing the value you get is the code point
Oh, right.
after you decode the UTF-8. It
Right.
becomes a code point.
So you start with this, you then decode it, and the value is a code point.
Yeah, yeah, and it's just a number.
Yep. Yes. So it's a number post decoding.
Mm-hmm.
So is it
And
like the
it would be
full
a
completion?
32-bit
Like,
number.
is it the full completed decode? Like, is it, does it just give you part of it to finish it, or do you get the code point and you're done, and you then
Oh, yeah. Then there's like more complex stuff, like you said, the 2 emojis or 2 characters to make an emoji.
oh
That's 2
that's
code
the
points.
that's the like the blending stuff, right? Like where they have
Yeah,
like one
yeah,
emoji and then you have like a color red,
yeah.
and then it combines and does all that
And
weird
and
stuff.
you've seen like the like corrupt text stuff where it has like all this extra stuff on characters. Like that's also a feature of Unicode is it can amend like accents and stuff onto existing characters. I don't know how that stuff works, but it's possible, and that would be
Yeah.
done with like multiple. I don't know if they're still code points or like something else. I think a thing called runes as well. Rune might be more general.
Rune, yes. Yeah, we should do UTF-8 Unicode. I actually have to go soon, by the way. Sorry.
Uh,
But yeah, this is a nice like what we can do next as a precursor to like creating our own encoding.
yeah, if we want to decode this stuff from like the raw bytes, we'll have to do this. Yeah,
Yeah. So we just start with something we know. Well, that you
I
know,
I
and that I'll
feel like
learn.
decoding Unicode is like you'll never get it right. You need to use the library in like every case. Um,
Yeah.
but we'll
Is
see.
it
Like,
because there's like a lot of edge cases that you have to consider or something, or is it not
and
like the generic?
yeah, not maybe not so much edge. Well, probably edge cases, but as well as like Unicode is just really complicated and has so many like features. I don't know if you
Yeah,
have to like
like the blending thing that we just talked
Yeah,
about.
I don't know if you have to like special case that stuff, like
Yeah.
check for validity that like, oh, this combination is allowed in some
So
other
why don't we
combination.
learn Rust through like trying to see if we can create a Unicode library and just like
Mm,
slowly add to it. Like we don't have to
and
have the full set, but by understanding
yeah,
Unicode
and we
and
can output a bunch of emojis to the terminal.
yeah, totally.
Yeah,
And yeah, and utilize the memory management well, such that, it's not just, copying
or
all
we
over the
could make
place,
a
whatever.
game engine out of Unicodes in the terminal
Mm,
and like encoding.
yes.
Have a little adventure guy running around with trees and mountains
Yeah.
and the sun and stuff.
All right, so I'll say, even though a lot of the goals weren't met, this was a
What was the
success.
goal again?
I
I can't
can't
remember.
remember.
Yeah.
Goal, standard in, we did that. Some
Oh yeah,
parsing.
yeah,
Yeah,
we
we did
won.
some parsing. Like we were like, not really, but
Not
we're learning.
really. We thought
we
about it.
we thought about it. Yeah,
Slice
we found out
mutability. We
about
used a
this.
mutable slice.
Yeah, we learnt this thing about infallible
Yeah,
read.
yeah, yeah. And we
Uh,
infallible was that was an interesting one to learn.
and you talked about this. Well, my incorrectness with the range. Sorry, yeah, the
Yeah,
half
yeah.
difference.
I was waiting for us to actually run that code so we could
Right.
debug it, but we never got around to that. So I'm just following up.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair enough. Like, yeah, that's a pretty common gotcha with the whole inclusive
Yeah, off by
exit off by one. But I should have picked that up.
one.
My bad. All right. Success. Ending recording.
GG.
And I hope the Rust Analyzer guy watches this.
Yeah, it should be
Or
fixed
girl.
by now. Like, don't even check. It's fixed.